What's up everybody? My name is Matthew and today I'll be talking about health. Have you ever wondered why does your life feel like you're in imbalance? Right? One part is missing, but you can't really figure out what is it. Right? So in this video, I hope to try to define health the way I see it and the building blocks that comprises of health. This is the framework that I use to figure out whether or not a person is healthy. Right? Now, we are only human. Right? We can't have every single part of our life completely perfect. It just doesn't work that way. But we can have some level of competency in these three building blocks for us to be considered quote unquote healthy at this particular given time. Now, what are these domains, right? We have our physical, mental, and social well-being. Really briefly, our physical health is our biological age, right? It's kind of comprising of our physical strength, our mental our cardiovascular endurance, and our ability to keep up with our lifestyle, right? With whatever it is that we like to do, whatever we like to participate in. If our body is shutting down, we have no physical health. Now, in our for our mental domain, we have our state of mind, right? This is whether or not you have a fortified mind. Can you have do you have a purpose in life? Do you talk to yourself okay? Right? This is your mental health. Right? How are you talking to yourself? How are you approaching obstacles? All of that super important when it comes to living a very fulfilled and healthy life. Now, next is our social, right? Our social well-being. Our social well-being is also very important because of a few reasons. Right? If we do not have people to confide in, we can often feel very lonely, alone, and the world's against us. Right? We need a strong inner circle. We need a strong network to take care of ourselves and to build upon each other ideas and also have a great sense of a community with that. Now, within our network, we have our inner circle. That inner circle is going to be the people who we confide in. We allow them to confide in us. We give advice to them. They give advice to us. We bounce ideas off of them. Right? These are the people that you trust, right? Their opinions matter to you, and these are the people who you would like to see for a long period of time. Now, then in your network, we also have acquaintances, right? And for these acquaintances, we're going to have a lot in our lives. You're going to walk down the street. If someone recognizes you, that's an acquaintance, right? He recognizes you from a certain party, a certain event, a certain moment in life, right? You're going to have many acquaintances in life so long as you live in a city, a place where you interact with people, right? So pay attention to your inner circle, pay attention to your acquaintances. You don't need to make a very distinct line between the two, but it's very important that you have these people in your life and that you know who they are, identify them, and so that you can have a very enriching life. Right? You want to go to the birthday parties. You want to go to the events with your people in your inner circle. If you want to network, you want to meet the acquaintances because they have people that you want to meet. Maybe they have people that you could get a job from. They have people that you could find a date from. All of these things are fine from your acquaintances. Can be from your inner circle, but likely the inner circle people know the same people that you know. Now, when it comes to all of these, right? Your physical, mental, and social well-being. If you have just one domain fully in check, right? You would say that it's just it's all you focus on and everything in your world just kind of focuses on that. Let's say it's social, right? You only focus on your network. You only talk to the people that means something to you. Again, you have a very strong inner circle. You have a very strong network of acquaintances. You have a good reputation. But if you don't take care of your mental health, right? The people that talk to you, you could overthink their opinions. You might feel like they're kind of attacking you. You might feel like they are judging you. But if you take care of your mental health, you will not even think that way, right? You'll understand that people live their own lives. You understand that people have their own problems. They have their own things to worry about. And then you are actually not the center of their world. But if you don't take care of your mental health and all you do is interact with people, you're going to be consumed in anxiety, right? So your mental health is going to be suffering. On top of that, if you only focus on your social health, think about your physical health, right? If you don't take care of your body to train, you can't join your friends to go on the holidays and do the long hike. You can't join your friends to work out. You can't even take care of yourself. If you're overweight, you're morbidly obese, how are you going to participate in the things that you like to do? Right? It's going to be very difficult for you to do that if you do not have some level of physical competency in your life, right? So you can't just take care of your social life. You need to also take care of your mental health, the way you frame things, how you overcome obstacles. And you need to take care of your physical health, right? How you take care of your physical body, your nutrition, your exercise, right? Or your addictions, things like that. Now, that is just an example of your physical domain if a person just focuses on that, right? It goes the same for a mental, right? If you only focus on your mental health, you can often be labeled as a loner, right? You don't have a person, you don't have an inner circle, you don't have acquaintances, because all you do is just introspection. Sit down a lake and just think. You want to be a philosopher and that's all you do? Sure, but you can't get anything out of life if all you do is think, right? It doesn't work that way. And if you only take care of your mental health, then what about your physical health? How can you take care of your physical health if all you do is think about the things that you need to think about, right? You don't train your body. And like with the physical, if you only train your physical, right, you don't take care of your mental resiliency, right? You're not gonna be very useful to people, right? You're a strong guy. Maybe you can bench press like 200 kilos. So what else can you do, right? You don't take care of your mind, right? You're not very good. If you don't take care of your mind, you won't be able to lead people appropriately. You won't be able to handle obstacles when it comes to your life, and life throws it at your way. And if all you do is work out, what about the time to hang out with people? Right? What about the time to go to birthday parties? What about the time to go to a graduation, an event, a networking event? All of that. That's super important as well. So those are just very brief and glossed over examples of how when you take care of just one domain, some part of you is going to feel imbalanced, right? So the framework that I use when it comes to looking after your health and what it means to be healthy is that you need to have some level of standard, right? You need to have a personal standard for yourself and personal habits that you do every single day that contribute to taking care of these equally at any given time, right? Now, if your social health is lacking, you devote a period in your life to really improve your social network, your social health. You go and network a little bit more, right? You take the opportunity to talk to people, let them be the center of stage, let them talk about their problems, let them talk about themselves, right? And just be a friend. You can improve that. But you cannot also forget about your mental health and your physical health, right? If you want to improve your mental health, you can take more time for introspection, right? You can journal a little bit more. You can go on walks, right? You can be a little bit less distracted in life and just focus on your mental resiliency and figure out what that North Star is and figure out that purpose. Now, if your physical health is lacking, go to the gym, carve out time, take care of yourself, look after your nutrition, right? Hire a professional to help you out. The basis of this video is to try to explain to you that health comprises of 3 domains, right? Your physical, mental, and social well-being. At any given time, you need to have a standard to maintain all of this, right? But you cannot focus on all of this if you have nothing to really focus on in a period of time, right? What I mean by that is that if you know you need to work on your social, you need to set a time, a period in your life, a couple weeks, a couple months, to really focus on your social. Same thing with mental, same thing with physical, right? And that is the correct program for you to figure out for yourself to become healthy, all right? If I need to become more physically healthy, I need to focus on this for a couple of months. If I need to be more mental resilient, I need to figure out my purpose in life. I go on to a few weeks or maybe even months on this journey and try to figure out my mental health. And next, if I want to improve my social health, I want to focus a lot of my time onto improving my social health. All while having a focus, yes, but you also need to remember that habits maintain a certain standard of all these 3 domains. All right, I hope this makes sense. This is the framework that I use to take care of my health, the framework that I use with clients. And I hope this is enough information for you to kind of discern on your own to figure out what you need in your life, focus on it, and then carry on. Don't forget, each one of these domains need to be taken care of at some level, and that standard is decided by you. But the period that you choose to work on, right? That right there is the secret, and that is the key that I'm trying to drive through right now, right? Focus on one at a time while maintaining a certain standard for all three. Hope this video makes sense. You take care. I'll see you in the next one.